I lobbied at a place called the Knesset. Now, as a graduate of UC Berkeley, I'm certainly familiar with our great legislators here with the House and the Senate, but I never thought that a Berkeley graduate would be lobbying the Knesset. I met with the Ministry of Defense, and we shared the fact that the Holy Lands are not holy with 500,000 landmines. So he led a delegation with the Ministry of Tourism to bring back cultural tourism, and we went to the banks of the Jordan River, where he got down on his knees with me and planted an olive tree, which is one of the 7, for those of the Jewish faith, it's the 7 species that are indigenous to that part of the world. And they had gone from 0 to 100% commitment, a unanimous vote in the Knesset. So we are working on demining the Holy Lands of Bethlehem and the banks of the River Jordan where Christ was baptized by John the Baptist. On the Israeli side, you cannot get in, but on the other side, from Jordan, King Hussein made sure that was a reality 10 years later. Fast forwarding to Afghanistan, I was there last month with my husband and my daughter. My daughter, when I took her to her first minefield at age 13, decided that children can make a difference. She started to raise pennies, 1 penny at a time. E pluribus unum, from many comes one. We've raised 50 million American pennies for peace and flew with our distinguished military. Were invited by the United States government with deep appreciation to General Eikenberry and General Campbell. Were guests at Bagram Air Force Base. And that is an experience. It was an honor, such a deep honor as an American to be there and work and bring military forces together with market forces. Roots of Peace is now $60 million under contract in Afghanistan. We work in 28 of the 34 provinces, and we have removed hundreds of thousands of landmines in the Shamali Plains. The Thompson seedless grape and the red globe are indigenous to Afghanistan, yet we enjoy them in a fine bottle of wine from the Napa Valley. Yet, of course, in Afghanistan, with deep respect to the Muslim culture, these grapes will never be fermented. And my husband, who, as I say, we had the privilege of living in Alaska, and I have had the honor of being in Whitehorse from Skagway and driving over there. We raised our babies there from 1, 3, and 5. And again, this is just gravitas to be here on this incredible ship. But he used to work for IBM, which meant I'd been moved, and that's how I got to Juneau, Alaska. But he now commutes, instead of the Silicon Valley, commutes to the Shamali Valley, and that is north of Kabul. And I am so proud of my husband of 30 years to say that he's had his 30th tour of duty in Afghanistan, bringing the business elements to over 500 farmers that we employ. They're Afghans. We have 10 expats and 500 Afghan employees. And I was there last month, and I cannot tell you the tashakurs that they said to us. For low-value crops, Afghans, in growing wheat, and they'll make an average of $800 a year. If they grow poppies, they'll make an average of $1,200 a year. By introducing trellis vineyards, just raising the grapes off the ground, pruning the vine, doubling the yields, basic infrastructures, they're able to make between $3,000 and $4,000 a year. So in conclusion, in honor of the U.S. military, the ISAF forces, and the proud Canadian military who are gathered here today in collaboration and cooperation, I'd like to share that when I arrived in Kabul, I was so greeted by our staff. They were so happy, and I said, what happened? What happened? And they had just harvested the fresh grapes. It's like a rolling thunder in Kandahar, and now they're harvesting in the Shamalis, just much like it is here in California. And they had just done historically the very first cold chain shipment overland through the Wagah Pass, a very contentious area, through Pakistan and into India. And the traders made 46% profit margin. And they went back as our emissaries to the farmers in Kandahar, who previously had sold to Pakistan for 3% profit versus 46% profit. So I believe that market forces in tandem with military forces is the way forth at this critical window of time. And may we look forward in 100 years from now to know that landmines were something made by humankind, perhaps not so kind, and that together We have taken this issue on from a humanitarian perspective, not a political one, with nonprofit forces joining with the proud Canadians. I thank you so much. And as we say in California, maybe we can have something to remember from Fleet Week, but I graduated from UC Berkeley, and there was this thing called peace back in my day, right? And but I think we really need to redefine the word peace, because the root word of peace has the word ace. And we need to ace Afghanistan like never before through agriculture, community, and education. Thank you all very much.